For more than a century, Blessed Sacrament Church has been the most prominent landmark in Jamaica Plain's Hyde Square. After the parish was closed, the Hyde Square Task Force acquired the church with hopes it would be the centerpiece of a new cultural hub, a barrio Latino or Latin quarter, coupling opportunities for youth development and economic growth. But after years of financial setbacks and alarming signs of the building's deterioration, the task force has put the property on the market, prompting concerns among neighborhood residents.
This place needs to be saved. I mean, I understand that it needs to be sold because of the condition it's in, but we want to make sure that any developer coming in to purchase this from the Hyde Square Task Force, make sure that they're involving the community and actually put something here for the community, not just another high-end condo building or make it look like Forest Hills. We just want to make sure that the community is involved and the community is made a part of this decision.
Joining us to share concerns about the property are two leaders of a recently organized friends group, the owner of a business in the square, Damaris Pimentel, and a community organizer and product of task force youth programs, Vanessa. I'd like to thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I'd like to start with Damaris because for you, this is not just a building we're talking about here at Blessed Sacrament. This is a place full of family memories. What does that mean to you?
The building means culture, the link of how diverse the community is, and the history that is behind the building, how my two kids, a son and a daughter, grew up, went to the school at Blessed Sacrament, got baptized at Blessed Sacrament. Five of my brothers and sisters went to the same school, and one of my sisters got married at church. We went to church every Sunday at that church. But more than the past and the history of this icon building is how promising it is for the future. How can it stay linked to the community and be part of the art and performance for the young kids and for the residents of Jamaica Plain?
Vanessa, you certainly know about this building from your time with the Hyde Square Task Force and the youth programs. And there is a dilemma for them because, as much as everybody would love to preserve the building, it's going to cost a lot of money. And they also have to keep these youth programs going. So how do you balance those two things?
I think the way you balance it is by hopefully securing a developer that is willing to engage with the community in deciding the future of the landmark piece of architecture on the campus. I think that I've been involved in many iterations of the organizing that's happened when the Catholic Church left, from making sure that there was a combination of market rate housing for the elderly, and space for young people and for arts and culture as part of the campus. So hopefully whoever ends up being the future owner of the building will engage with the community, engage with the small business owners, engage with the neighbors in making sure that everyone gets to benefit from the beauty that is the former basilica, and make space, especially in the front plaza, for different Latin Quarter or Barrio Latino events.
Damaris, I know that this Latin Quarter vision could have been a great thing for businesses, bring in more customers if nothing else, but you also have to worry about development that could lead to more displacement, not just of people from their homes and apartments, but even businesses. How does that fit into what you want to see for this building going in forward?
Well, basically that's part of the working towards with a new partner, because changing this building to only market rate apartment, it will totally give the whole strip a different structure and a different vision and a different mission. And it's not going to help with the diversity and the community, and even less with the Boston Latin Quarter community. It will displace a lot of people that are the heart of our neighborhood.
Coming back to Vanessa Snow, what about including the community in this decision? Because although the details of the sale might be almost still in a process of being refined, it does seem there was a decision to sell before there was much in terms of consultation with the community.
I mean, I think Hyde Square Task Force for a long time, from the beginning of its ownership of the church, has really tried to be as transparent as it can. My understanding, I think that this is a well-informed decision on Hyde Square Task Force's longevity. I think the point, Hyde Square wanted to be able to be the organization to identify a developer that would be a good fit. But Hyde Square Task Force, they're a youth development organization. They're not a property development organization. And so I really do hope that the sale of this church will also be something that can help sustain the Hyde Square Task Force and promise the Hyde Square Task Force a longer life in being able to serve the young people and also bring vibrancy and bring the cultural district to life.
Okay. Damaris, what do you think it will take to make this possible? Because the task force has a lot of pressure on them, a lot of financial pressure to keep its programs going. Maybe they need some help, or really the community needs some help from some other, other sources to make this work.
Even that I understand exactly what the Hyde Square Task Force is going through, and I agree with Vanessa that they're not a developer company, but what we need to do and what it will take is the willingness of a new partner, work with the neighborhood, work with the elected officials, work with money that we can identify that is already aside for youth. It's already aside for the neighborhood. And if we have a collaboration between a new partner, whoever owns the building, the neighborhood, the elected official, it's doable. It takes a partnership. We need to look towards the future and the benefit of our community.
Vanessa, if you think back a few years ago, there was a performance that started inside the church and sort of spilled out into the neighborhood, all the way down to the Mozart Street playground. What does that say about the potential here? Even though a lot of that cannot be realized, but what was the feeling like about what at least what was within reach for the neighborhood?
Right. So about 5 years back, Hyde Square Task Force, shortly after securing the church, we partnered with the Double Edge Theater in putting on a spectacle. It was like a circus-like production that told the story about our neighborhood and engaged our young people. And it incorporated the architecture and design of the building, and it spilled out into the street. And I think it was really a first taste of like the types of cultural convenings that we imagined happening there. And so I think kicking off having a cultural event inside, it definitely was a hard feat, but I think it really did give a sense to our community about the possibilities of having a neighborhood performance space.
Damaris, what about your feeling? You must have at least seen some of that. What's the difference between just a street with a strip of stores along it and a real plaza?
The difference is that if this building becomes, like I said before, a market value property, and it's not linked to the community, it's going to be empty. It's going to be empty. We don't have no perspective. I don't envision, I don't see I don't have no vision of that church without being part of the community, part of the youth, art, culture, performance. It's very difficult to see any other vision than that one.
Great. And finally, coming to Vanessa, I know there are a lot of things that the Friends want to see here between cultural components, affordability in terms of any housing, but if people want some more details on that, you have a place where they can look it up?
Yes, we have a website as well as an email address. If you look at friendsofblessedsacrament.com, we'll be sharing any updates around the sale of the church and be able to put any calls to action for the rest of the community.
Thank you both very much for being with us, Vanessa Snow and Damaris Pimentel from the Friends of Blessed Sacrament.